Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Manjeet Rukra, and today guys, I'm going to be talking a little bit about something different that I don't spend a lot of time on is actually my family. I'm blessed to be married with two beautiful boys, and when I met my wife, I actually met her not too long ago, probably about 6 years ago, at a real estate event. So we were networking at a real estate event, and she was there for networking. I was there for networking, and we actually ended up talking. And it wasn't until probably about 2 years after we met that we actually started dating. And then from dating to being married, it was like eight months, super fast. I already knew her, and so I really knew about her because I was spending time with her quite a bit of time. And so today I'm going to be talking a little bit about that. I had a mentor of mine, and what he said was, well, Manjeet, you need to really start writing down what you want in life. And I don't mean about just business or about, what you want to have in real estate or the income or freedom or lifestyle, all of that stuff. But I want you to write down specifically the type of person that you want to meet, the type of person that you want to eventually marry. So, what I did, I said, I am going to do that. I took out a piece of paper and I actually started writing down just different characteristics and qualities that I wanted, or what I wanted in a woman, in a future spouse. So I wrote it down. And you know what? A year or two went by after that. And I just would think about this. I would think about this dream girl, like trying to really manifest it. In the same way that I would really read my goals on my cue cards for my business, I would do the same thing for really thinking about my future spouse, right? Just bringing it to memory and reading those qualities. And I'll tell you some of those qualities, right? Like I wrote down that, I want her to be about 5'5", 5'6". I want her to have blue eyes because I just love that on women, blonde hair. I want her to be into real estate. I want her to be into entrepreneurship. I want her to be a woman of faith. And there was a lot of things in there, and I wrote it down as specific as possible. And the crazy thing is the evening that I met my wife, and it just, honestly, it's just like it would just happen yesterday. When I looked at her, it didn't hit me at that point just yet, like that this possibly could be it, or she actually fit that description really well. But it wasn't until maybe way later down the road that I actually realized, like, man, that woman that I actually had wrote down on that piece of paper was my wife, was this girl that I was going to marry. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that journey with you guys. So let me take it a step back. And this is a photo. So this is a photo of one of those first few networking events that I met my wife at. So we would actually go to these networking events. And the funny thing is, this picture was taken by one of the photographers. So we're not dating here. We're not married here. We're just friends, and we're just getting to know each other. And this is a beautiful picture of that, because when I met her, one thing to me, I didn't want her to think like, hey, I'm just like every other guy, maybe at this meeting, trying to pick her up at a real estate club. But I really genuinely wanted to get to know her. And the funny thing too is, you guys might not know, but at that time I had just started my real estate consulting business. So I actually convinced Jill to hire me as a mentor. So that's actually how we first started. We first became friends. For the next 2 years, I would actually be mentoring her along with my other clients. Then we started running networking meetings, and then we just really, over that time, we just started getting to know one another. We really started to really find out who we were in business and real estate, and just our background, what we wanted in life. And, even to the point where we actually eventually started doing real estate together. We started getting into this because when I had wrote her down so specifically, and honestly, like some people call it the law of attraction, the law of vibration, and really, I truly believe whatever you think about is thinking about you, right? Whatever you manifest on paper or in your mind, the universe will do crazy things to really bring that reality into picture. And so this is a picture of us when we were dating, and we were so excited about just meeting each other and getting to know one another. And also in business, we were like, hey, you know what? Let's go out there and let's get some business, a professional business photo shoot taken. So we ended up doing this. It was so much fun, and I had never met anybody, and I was about 30 years old already, right? So I had dated other women. My wife had dated other guys, and again, really, we never found anybody that we really clicked with. And so we had so much fun, throughout that time when we got to know each other. But from the time that I actually asked her to date me, was probably the 2 years mark. But from the time that we started actually officially dating to the time that we got engaged, it was 4 months. And that might sound crazy, like you proposed to somebody in 4 months, but I mean, it wasn't just 4 months. I had been getting to know her for about 2.5 years at this point. So this is a picture of us at the engagement. I took her to the park, where we live, and I had all this thing set up, and I had a ring bought, and we had some dessert and pizza and sparkling wine because we both don't drink. So we actually ended up proposing with her. And from the time that the proposal was in September, and by January the next year, so 4 months later, so in a total of 8 months, we were married. We got married. It was a beautiful wedding. It was, we got married at a beautiful church, and I'm being Punjabi. It was a Punjabi wedding. Lots of colors, lot of colorful, a huge venue, and the lighting and everything was awesome. And I really sometimes think back of this, and I always think of like, well, how can I really apply these principles, that I can continue to apply these principles where I did, writing out my goals, writing out specifically what I wanted. And for you guys, even for a spouse, or even for that perfect deal or that perfect business that you want, and where you see yourself in 1 year, 3 year, 5 year. And this is to really show you how powerful it can be when you're in your mind. You can get crystal clear on exactly what you want in life, right? And not just having it on paper, or not having it in your mind, because I mean, that's a dream, but writing it down, right? Being very specific. And one thing I learned from Brian Tracy in one of his books called Goal Setting, How to Get Anything Faster Than You Ever Thought Possible. And again, if you haven't read that, pick up that copy. He talks about SMART goals, right? Specific. You want your goals to be very specific. And you want to be able to like make sure they're tangible, right? You can see them in your mind, right? You want them to be specific. You want them to be measurable. You want them to be attainable. You want them to be realistic and time sensitive. So those are the 5 things that SMART, S-M-A-R-T, SMART goals stand for. So for you guys, I'm sharing my story here, but this is really to point out the fact that, using this method helped me not just to find my wife, but also helped me, over the years to really pinpoint what I wanted in my life as an income, where I wanted to be living, right? Even this house. And again, on a future video, I'm going to take you on a house tour. Right now, I'm in my basement office here, but we have a beautiful house, and even this house, what we wanted, the way that it's structured, and the open to below ceilings, and the backyard which backs onto a city park. These were things that me and my wife were talking about. This is something that we wanted in our life for our family. And again, we got that, right? But that's how powerful goal setting is, and really manifesting that in your life. And there's this principle, again, everybody's heard of. You've read the book The Secret, called the law of attraction. But there's a law that supersedes that called the law of vibration. And I've been studying this for the last 5 to 6 years on really how strong and how powerful goal setting can actually be, but not just writing it down on a piece of paper once and then just forgetting about it, even though even sciencely that's proven to work, but really going beyond that and thinking about your goal, thinking about what you want in life, really putting a feeling to that, right? Putting a feeling to that image. How would that make you feel? Can you see yourself living here, or earning this sort of income, or having this many properties? How would that feel, right? Why are you doing that? And this is where, when you start doing that, but not just, doing this like hokey pokey, but actually taking action towards that vision, this is where, that universe really kicks into high gear and makes that a reality for your life. So I really recommend you guys doing this, writing out a piece of paper. We're almost in the middle of 2022. But again, you still have 6 months, right? So reinvent this next 6 months. It doesn't need to be like the last 6 months, right? And the only way it's not going to be like that is unless you do something and you change it. So again, I would really recommend you guys do that, and really like put those things into gear. And if it is to find a spouse, I mean, that's awesome, right? And that's the purpose of this video. I just want to give our story to show that, but you can do this for anything, right? So I mean, fast forward 6 years, this is our family photo. We took this maybe about a month ago. And we got 2 beautiful boys, and they're just absolute blessing. And just to think about, right, this is the life that I had pictured. This is the life that my wife had pictured, with our 2 kids, and just getting married and meeting one another and being in business. It's been an absolute blessing, right? It's been absolute blessing getting to know my wife, Jill, and even working together. Like we're at the point where we work together now, and we work at home. And we speak the same language, right? We understand business. We understand, negotiating and analyzing deals in the space that we are in. So again, guys, my hopes for you is that I really challenge you to get out there, to be, use the SMART method that I talked about. Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time sensitive. Use that SMART goal method and write down exactly what it is that you want. And if it is that spouse, for the purpose of this video, write out that spouse, right? Write out that perfect business partner, or whoever you want to work with, or whoever you want to meet. And I truly, truly believe if you focus on that, you bring that to memory consistently, and you actually take actions toward it, you're going to find that special someone or that special thing in your life, that you all want and that you all deserve. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. It's been a pleasure to share a little bit about my personal life and my family. And again, if you guys are not subscribed to this channel, please click the subscription button below, because I love making videos about just life and business and things that I'm passionate about. And if you guys ever want me to do a business video, real estate specific, marketing or sales, which is one of my passions, definitely write a comment below. But again, guys, we'll see you all on the next video. Thank you.